We got a short one here for you. We have Biden is not winning enough. If you guys haven't been seeing lately, there's been a slight issue where Joe Biden isn't getting given states like New Vegas, Nevada, that always go blue. Like we know these are pro-Biden states. We really do. So the fact that these states still refuse to make the clear call, for Joe Biden, it's just grotesque to me. Really. I mean, how is this even possible? And I have to wonder, can this be, in some way, could we see Biden lose this? Is that still possible? I can't believe it. So, I have to hope in my heart of hearts that no, it's impossible for Biden to lose this, but it's getting harder and harder to believe every day. I'm going to be honest with you. It seems like Trump is starting to make some real headway here, and I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know why anybody would even consider him a candidate at this point. But somehow Trump seems to be getting some headway here, and I don't really know how we're going to respond to this. I think Biden needs to really step it up and get ahead of the curve here and win some more. So again, guys, if you are a Biden supporter, make sure to go out and vote. We need to make sure every single Biden supporter is counted this year. So every Biden supporter, it's very important that this is the time where you make or break. This is the time where you do it. This is the time where you go out and vote. So every Biden supporter out there, make sure you're early voting. I mean, vote early, vote often, as I always say. Am I right, guys, or am I right?
Red is bad.
I have to always ask myself. I always say, why is it that people look up to monsters like Donald Trump? Why is it that that's something that's even, wait, why is it that we're not seeing even more of a push for Joe Biden? I mean, Joe Biden had so much power going into this. I mean, I really believe in the Blue Nami. I'm just saying there's some things we need to consider here. Do we request a recount in critical battleground states like Texas? Like, is it time for a recount in Texas? Are we going to be able to even pull a recount off in Texas with how just screwed up everything's gotten? I just don't know. It's just hard to say. I just hope that we're going to get to the end of this and everybody's going to realize that Joe Biden had won the first day of this election, right? He had won just as much the first day as he won today, right? Because Joe Biden it wasn't just like Joe Biden is winning. Joe Biden is meant to win. This is Joe Biden's destiny. I mean, I don't talk often about destiny on this show, but I just want to, for a second, to show you guys that we need to get past this idea that this is an election. I mean, because this isn't an election. This is manifest destiny, taking place in real time. And we're somehow blessed enough to be able to be here during this sort of manifest destiny too. And we can't squander this chance, to lose an amazing candidate like Joe Biden. It's of the utmost importance, guys, that you do everything in Europe. I mean, do you live near a polling place? Can you go out, give them help with the recount? Because it's going to take them a while to recount it, right? So you can just go out there and give those people help, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's your right as an American to support your local voting places by helping with the polling. I mean, you got to do whatever you can do to get this done. And I really appreciate everybody at home, all the viewers at home. I've been getting fantastic letters of feedback. I know why we were really bummed out at the end of the last video, and we were really worried that things weren't going to work out. But we've luckily realized, through the support of our fans, that Joe Biden is going to win this, and that we have nothing to worry about. If there's one thing I wish I could have learned here is that Joe Biden has nothing to worry about, right? What I don't understand here I've tried to what I'm trying to figure out here is how is it that my message isn't getting out there more? I mean, what I'm trying to tell to you is literally the most important thing that you will ever hear in your life, and yet somehow my message is getting suppressed by YouTube. YouTube.com is suppressing my message. I sent this YouTube watch link to somebody on Discord, and it didn't work for them. The link it said let me get the exact quote here. Let me get the exact quote here so I can read this on stream here. Playback on other websites has been disabled by the owner. What is YouTube doing to me? Well, is this because of the Joe Biden streams? Because of the Joe Biden victory streams, YouTube? You know what? I do not support YouTube.com anymore. YouTube.com, you do not. I'm going to officially no longer be monetizing my YouTube videos because I don't want to give any money to YouTube.com if they're trying to deplatform truth and justice. This is absolutely appalling that YouTube.com would do this and they would be so blatant about this. I mean, did you imagine that we were going to get this blatant about how awful they are as a company to do this to us, to come in here and to censor my stream by censoring the link when I try to email it to somebody, when I try to send it on a Discord DM? I don't know why they did it. Why'd they censor my link? And I think this is part of an effort by YouTube to sort of propagate this alt-right idea that Donald Trump won the election. You know, they're trying to propagate this idea. So when we get a stream like this that comes out in support of Joey B, it says, hey, we know Joey B won the White House. We don't get it. I mean, I don't get it. They try to take it down, you know, because they know that the power that we have here is so much more and so much greater than it's so much better than Donald Trump Jr. You know, Donald J. Trump Jr. That's his name, right? Donald Trump is a bad person, and karmically he deserved to lose this election. And that's why that's why I say we don't need to count the votes, because karmically Donald Trump was meant to lose the election. So it's very likely that Donald Trump will lose the election. Thank you, Rob. Can I call you Bobby? Thank you, Bobby, in the comments for giving me this support. I really appreciate this. Yeah, we won't let these big tech companies bully us no more. I'm gonna tell you this much. Google ever comes to my house, they ain't gonna get me. Okay? You could try to limit my speech, Google, but I'll have you know this, Google. You can't limit who I am. Don't call me Bobby. Okay, Robert. It's okay. We're cool, Robert. We're cool. You know, I gotta ask this. Does anyone here really believe that Donald Trump could win this election? Is there anyone in here who genuinely thinks that somehow Donald Trump won this election? I just have to know. Because I can't imagine anybody with like just an iota of intelligence thinking that Donald Trump won this election. You think that Donald Trump won this election? Peak revolt? Are you dumb? I mean, Donald Trump lost this election. It's so clear. If you just look at any of the numbers, and I'm talking about any of the numbers, it's just simple. Donald Trump lost the election. He lost the popular vote already. We know that. He's not even refuting that. He lost the popular vote already. And, you know, once we balance out the states to fix the popular vote, everything's going to be okay, you know? And I want to remind everybody, it's never too late to vote. You know, you just have to vote. And keep on voting until you have enough votes for your candidate. That's how this country works. And it's just, I don't know why Republicans are so anti-voter turnout, right? Why do they have to close the polls down? So yeah, I showed up late to the poll. Does that mean I can't go in? It's just unfair. I was looking for a scraping dog video, and then all of a sudden the stream hacked into my computer. I don't know how that works. Poonslayer69. I do not know how that happened on your computer. Biden won Texas. No, Biden didn't win Texas, dude. Texas needs a fucking recount right now, dude. Because I'm guaranteeing that Biden was going to swing it. Man, Biden won Texas. this is what people don't realize is when you look at the election results, not from the perspective of a sheeple, but from the perspective of somebody with an actual mind, you realize that no one could win except for Biden. And once you realize that, you could find the numbers. I mean, there's always the numbers. There's always the numbers, but I have to ask, why is it that we can't just call this election right now? What is stopping us from calling the election right now? And you know what? To the person in the chat who's saying I'm a troll, fuck you. I'm not a troll. I don't know why people always try to dehumanize me. They act as though just because I have an opinion, it's somehow impossible. These are my opinions, and I hold them deeply. That's why I get so emotional about this when I get called a troll, because I am not a troll. I am not a troll. And you know what? If any of you guys think I'm a troll, would a troll keep doing this when his wife is leaving him? Would a troll do that? Would a troll be like, I'm going to keep on going with this even though my wife is leaving me because of my YouTube videos and because I don't clean up after myself anymore? A troll wouldn't do that. A troll would be like, oh geez, I have to have self endurance. What's it called? Self security. I want to keep myself safe. A troll would want to keep themselves safe. A journalist like I am, doesn't care about safety. We're about self-sacrifice. You understand? Do a wife reveal. I would, and I would love to. I actually really thought about this, but apparently I'm not allowed. There was some papers that we filled out with some of this stuff with some of the lawyers, and I'm not allowed to look at his social media anymore. So I think that wouldn't work well for my case. I really didn't think that election night coverage would go 2 nights. I was really happy. I did a 7-hour stream last night, and I was like, that's probably enough. 7 hours stream, that's probably enough for election. We can done and dust this and just say Biden won. But yet somehow people are still telling me that Biden didn't win. And, I thought I made this abundantly clear during the stream that Biden won. There's no... Biden won the election. I made it clear during the stream, and I'm making it clear now. And it's odd to me that we have to keep on saying this, and we can't just, be kaputs and done with something for once. But the 24-hour news cycle will continue. We'll keep you posted on any each individual count, each individual vote, because we need to fill airtime. Biden won the election. Biden is president. Thank you, Robert Miller. Here's what I got to tell you, Robert. You need to start chanting that in the streets. Wake them up. Wake them up. What if Trump 2020? Trump did not 2020, but let's do a hypothetical. What would I do if Trump won 2020? Here's what I'd do. First thing I would do, I would call up Neville, we've been hanging out. We'd call up Neville, and I'll see if I could, if I could move up with him up in Britain. And I'd probably take a flight across the pond and go over live in England. So that's probably what I would do if Trump won 2020. What would the effect be on this nation? Indescribable. Scientists have already stated on multiple occasions that if Trump were to win another election, it would literally destroy the planet, like from the inside out or something. I don't know about the astrophysics of the whole thing, but yeah, it would be immensely dangerous if Trump were to destroy the planet. I'm really glad that we had Michigan come out for Biden. I was worried about that. Oh, sorry about that, Robert. I was going to say I was worried about Michigan going for Donald Trump, but I'm so glad to see that clearly Michigan does not go for Donald Trump. I'm glad that we got the numbers, and it was a close race. I'll give you this. Michigan was a close race. What's the other state everybody cares about right now, but doesn't care about the other 4 years? Michigan and who cares, right? Michigan and who cares both go for Biden, and I know it's a very thin gap, and there's probably going to be some recounts, but I'm sure that the recounts are going to show Biden, because how could Biden not have won those states? It's not like Hillary lost those states or anything. I mean, Biden clearly has done a lot to get those states back. You voted for Donald Trump. Pick up. You should see if you can change your vote. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Okay, if you vote for Donald Trump, here's how you make amends. Take out your wallet. Take out your wallet. Okay, open it up. Take out $50. $50 cash, cold hard, and just find the nearest African American, Latino X, uh, um, Puerto Rican person, whatever. Find the nearest one of those and give them those $50 to pay reparations for all the damages that Donald Trump will inevitably do to them in his 4 years as president. And if you just do that every couple days, you should be good. Are you saying you voted twice? Both? Voter fraud's a real thing, dude. Voter fraud is not okay. Yeah, man, voter fraud is not okay or cool. Do I have to bring on 20 constitutional lawyers to explain to you how voter fraud is bad? Because I will. I'll bring on a constitutional lawyer to say that voter fraud is. Do not steal Robert's vote. Come on, dude. That's not cool. It's not cool. It's not, it's not anything. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of my time. I got another report about the YouTube stream not being able to play back on other sites. I don't know. Does anybody know how to hack this? Does anyone know how to unhack it? Does anyone here know Google? Know the contact information? I tried to look it up to see what number I had to call to talk to Google, and they didn't really have one. They have like a bunch of web GUIs. They have some forms you're supposed to fill out. They have an FAQ section, but why don't they just have a phone number? Can you talk about Sherpagate? What's Sharpiegate? What's Sharpiegate? Let me look this up. I actually haven't. I actually really genuinely have never heard of Sharpiegate, but we'll see. We'll see what this is. Sharpiegate. Fact check. Sharpiegate controversy. Oh, jeez. Arizona Election Department confirms Sharpies can be used on ballots. Okay. Okay, why is it the ballots so they could use Sharpits on ballots? The claim. So you want me to disprove it? Okay, easy. So easy. So I never heard of it. Did you get it? Do you get me disproving it? It sounds like malarkey to me, man. That just seems unbelievable. Next you're going to tell me they use disappearing ink now. They give Trump supporters disappearing ink. That's what you're going to tell me next. Come on with your crazy. This is just a crazy alt-right tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. Bread and butter. I mean, come on. Are you trying to tell me that they use disappearing ink to get on the ballots? Because that just makes no sense. You're trying to tell me they use disappearing ink on the ballots. Is that what you're saying? Uh, pick off, or whatever your name is. Are you saying they use disappearing ink on the ballots? Because I don't. I don't believe you. It's really sad. I hope this link never has to change because this link actually has Joe at the end. If you look at your top search bar here, there's Joe is at the end of the URL, which is how you know it's a good stream. Certainly. Yeah, I have to wonder here. How many of these sort of Sharpie Gate-esque things are we going to see the right try to pull out their butts to steal some votes here? Because this is the way that, if you guys don't know, this is the way that the right steals the election, or at least tries to steal the election. Is what the right's tactic is. It's not as overt as other tactics, but what it is it's to create doubt within the system itself. So they steal the election by creating so much doubt that people just don't believe the results. That's the whole right's game. And this contrasts with other means of stealing the election, which are more overt, but it's still just as bad. I'm very serious. We really have to be careful about the right's attempts to steal this election from the Democrats, because that would just be completely awful. I have to see here. Has there been any updates on the whole election yet? Let's see. Yeah, this just in. Biden won Nevada. It's official, guys. We are officially calling Nevada for Biden. Now, it does feel a little odd to be calling a state this far into an election, now that the election's already been done for a night. But nonetheless, we're going to be calling Nevada for Biden tonight. My thoughts on Kanye West saying he'll run in 2024. Well, he ran in 2020, and how did that work out for him? I gotta ask here. Everybody always talks about riding with Biden, but has anyone ever actually ridden with Biden? Is there anyone who's been actually successful in making the transition from just talking about riding to Biden with actually being in a bus with Biden, or like a stagecoach, whatever we have to do? I'm a firm believer in the three T's: totalitarianism. These are the three T's you need to avoid: totalitarianism, Trump, and taxes. We need to make sure that we have very low taxes. Of course, I'm going to cover they're not right-wing riots as much as they are riots that have been started by the right wing. We know we have these deep state alt-right infiltrators who are just going into these peaceful protests and are just attacking people with mental attacks to start these riots. And it's just, it's sad. It's really sad. This is obviously inevitable. Once Trump loses, Biden comes into office, we're going to be seeing right-wing protests. They're going to call them peaceful, but we'll all know that these right-wing protests are actually just alt-right rallies, basically. And then it's going to start off with what they call peaceful protesting, and then there's going to be right-wing riots, of all these Trumpers who now don't know what to do, just start destroying stuff. I mean, if you were to tell me a Trump supporter had a massive capacity for violence, I don't think you'd need to fact check that statement. That's like a kind of like a duh moment. Well, this has concluded the micro update stream. Biden is not winning enough. Expect more videos. like this if we get any other updates. Stay strong.